I'll read Beard Army, welcome back to another video. And you know, as an Englishman, there's nothing greater than sitting down to a little fishy on a little dishy.
Bad things are coming.
I don't know what it is about fish and chips that makes me want to do a Geordie accent. There's nothing really Geordie about fish and chips as far as I'm aware. Anyway, welcome back to another video, or if this is your first time watching, and you love watching hairy dudes do terrible accents and eat tons of food, then you're probably in the right place, so think about subscribing. But if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll probably know that I've done a couple of British fish and chip eating challenges before, but it's been a while, so I figured, why not try and assemble the biggest, most humongous, good old-fashioned fish supper ever seen before. So that's what we've got here in front of us. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to do this, so without further ado, this is BeardMeatsFood, and this is the ultimate, biggest, most humongous fish and chip supper challenge ever constructed. Who's gonna sound like Michael from I'm Alan Partridge?
You know, what is it all about?
I don't know if anyone watches that. Anyway, the timer is going, but you can't start a good old-fashioned fish supper without salt and vinegar. Oh no. Let's pile it on, as if this wasn't unhealthy enough already. Oh yeah, plenty of vinegar. That'll do for now. You see the timer? Okay, let's get started by sticking this complimentary plastic fork in some of these chips. Actually, starting with the chips is probably a bad idea. Let's start with the fish.
What's up, Beard Army? Welcome back to another video, and that was a good decision there to check back on the chips, even if I do say so myself.
That's a big piece.
It was pretty big. I feel like I should drop an innuendo at that point, but given that the last video was so rife with tomfoolery, I'll stop myself.
Forget the fork. Forget it.
I know, right? Utensils. What came over me? Anyway, today, as you can see, we are doing a gigantic fish supper. Before I left for Miami, we did a couple of British classics, so I thought it was about time for a fish and chips redo.
Tommy sauce, mate. At least the fish and chip shops here don't forget the sauce. Unlike Popeyes. Scoundrels. Alright, those are the, or those were the fish fillets. These are supposed to be fish and chip shop style fish fingers. Nothing particularly finger-like about them. I think I would be a little bit concerned if my finger was that shape, but what it tastes like that counts, and it tastes really good. The fish, nice and fresh, really white. Sometimes you get that gross, yellowy fish.
Yeah, personally I find fish and chips a little bit hit and miss. It's not a takeout I would normally choose, but I can enjoy them, and I definitely enjoyed these. The fish was nice and white in the middle, good sign of freshness. The batter was crisp, but a little gooey underneath. Perfect.
I'm trying not to hit the sauce too early because that should change up the flavour nicely, because eating greasy stuff like this is hard if you do it for a long time.
Yeah, so greasy foods are the worst culprits usually when it comes to flavour fatigue, in that you tend to get bored of foods high in fat very quickly. They make you feel a little bit nauseous, but that's what the salt and vinegar is for, right? To kind of cut through the dull greasiness of it all.
Alright. Next, we'll do a few chips. Not fries, you understand. Chips. I'm gonna dip these in the fish and chip shop curry sauce, which has a nice little skin on it now. I don't even know why they call this stuff curry sauce. It tastes nothing like curry. It's just some weird, slightly spicy, synthetic, salty yellow stuff.
What can I say? I've clearly got away with words. So vivid, one can almost taste it. I do find curry sauce, British fish and chip shop curry sauce, to be a little bit like the powdery dregs you find in like a curry pot noodle or something like that. Just wiping the beard down.
So I'm aware that I just spent like, I don't know, 20 seconds criticising the very nature of British fish and chip shop curry sauce, but it does have a certain backstreet charm to it, you know. I don't know what's in it, but I understand why people like it. I'm trying my level best not to get this on my white t-shirt. That would be a crying shame. I'm not sure the fork is helping me here, so...
I don't know why I keep going back to the fork. Obviously some subliminal commitment to eating clean, I guess.
Let's try some of the gravy. Personally, I'm not really sure about gravy on fish and chips. It's not really a traditional accompaniment.
Yeah, gravy on chips, that's kind of a steakhouse thing. You wouldn't normally get gravy from a fish and chip place. Maybe that's just me.
Right. I'm going to take a break from the chips. Mrs. Beard's going to be so mad when she realises that I've ordered fish and chips without her. Right, this I think is a scallop. It's pretty much just an oval potato patty almost that you like flatten out and then deep fry for some reason. They love these in Scotland. Not the healthiest nation on the planet. But then England isn't far behind either. Oh, those are greasy. Reminds me of the croquettes at the croquette contest a couple of weeks back. Alright, I'm getting sick and tired of all the grease and the salt and stuff, so I'm gonna pop one of these drinks. Dandelion and burdock. Pretty much the only place you would ever drink this is at a fish and chip shop. Alright. The big old crusty sausage. It's not nutritious. It's not. For every one of these you eat, you'll lose like 2 months off your life. I gotta show you the inside. It's like a straight anemic looking sausage. It's basically white.
Yeah, I think the colour of the meat there is probably the least of the problems with the good old-fashioned jumbo battered sausage. They taste good. Just finishing the curry sauce there. They taste good, but at the same time they're kind of repugnant to your body because they're just 100% fat, pretty much.
Oh no! My fork has taken so much punishment. It's broken. I suppose I have to go with my hands now. This one is more just scabby pieces of potato and fish and the remnants of whatever's left on this big silver plate.
Ooh, pardon my flatulence. Just finishing off some debris sandwiches now. These are just full of like scrappy potatoes and little flakes of fish, pretty much.
Eating fried potatoes in a sandwich feels so unnatural.
I can think of one person that would disagree with me there. Mrs. Beard loves crisps in sandwiches for some reason. Anyway, almost done now, so I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the video in peace. Hope you enjoy it.
Oh, this one's going down to the wire.
And hopefully I can get it finished under 30 minutes. It's a close one.
Alright, now this is a spam fritter. I've got no idea what this has to do with fish and chips or why they sell these in fish and chip shops, but whatever. I think this is going to be right in the nick of time. Assuming these mushy peas don't make me heave. And they might, I don't like them. Just in the nick of time. I realise now, I forgot the Ben Shaw's shandy. I can tell even from this angle that my beard is just covered in disgusting stuff. I'm gonna enjoy this cheeky shandy. Shandy is one of those archetypically British drinks. I'm pretty sure nobody else drinks shandy apart from British people, especially Ben Shaw's. That's the brand everybody trusts. Brings back some beer garden memories. Shandy, in case you're wondering, is half lemonade, half beer. Lager, usually. Ugh. Done. That was the, what did I call the video? Biggest ultimate fish supper or something like that is what I called it. Unofficially the biggest. There could have been one assembled that was bigger, but I doubt it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully. Beard out. The consequences of this one are going to be very grave indeed.